All right, 105.5 JYY, New Hampshire's #1 hit music station. It's Nazzy, Mya, and it's freaking late right now.
It is. I don't know how we're going to wake up in the morning.
This is when we're supposed to be in bed sleeping. We have to wake up in 3 hours.
Oh,
but we're backstage at the Palace Theater right now. I just saw one of the best ever productions of Rent.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons why was because your friend Megan. She was.
Yeah, she's kind of awesome.
She was all over it.
Stop it.
The best part was the answering machine. Megan, come on in here. Megan, can you do a little bit of the answering machine? Can we hear from our Jewish mother?
The thing is, in the show, I play Mark's mother, so I'm just calling on the answering machine and checking up on him and seeing how he's doing. He hasn't been calling me back. It's very frustrating.
Call your mother.
Call your mother.
Call your mother.
Everybody call your mothers.
That is a riot.
I love it.
And then we've got Maureen, who just comes in and steals the show with this off-the-wall performance.
My fabulous mooing.
Yes,
That
she
was-
gets the whole audience going.
You got us mooing.
Just a little bit of.
Where
Did you moo?
I did.
I moved quietly. I moved quietly.
No, I moved. It was good.
I'm so happy to hear that.
Yeah.
It's the worst when you're like, I'm trying to get everybody to moo with me, and they're just, people have no idea what, they have no idea what to do. Because I'm screaming at them to moo with me.
You told us to move. You were going, move. Also joining us right now, it's Angel.
Angel Dumas Chouinard.
I love it.
You're going to get the whole name.
You were absolutely amazing. Angel, when you came out and you were dressed normal, and you came out dressed in drag.
Oh, yeah.
And I had to look, I'm like, is that the same person? That was very
The
well.
best.
Oh, well, thank you.
Love
Well,
it.
I can't take all the credit for that. There's this wonderful girl backstage named Emily who does all my hair and makeup and my eyelashes for me because I tried it once. And
Wow, that's awesome.
And I got to tell you, it was probably the most beautiful death scene I've ever seen. It was just you kind of ascended up the staircase.
Hold my eyes out.
oh,
Hold on,
We
still
cried.
crying out
We
there.
cried. And go ahead, introduce our last.
Let me say his real name.
Angelo.
Angelo, but he plays the role of Tom Collins.
Collins.
Love
And the
it.
beverage.
I
I knew it sounded familiar.
love it.
But I'm not a gin boy. I prefer vodka.
Nothing wrong with that.
Also, amazing voice.
Yes.
Just in general, straight across the board, you guys were awesome. I have to throw that out there. And our listeners should come because you are going to be moved both to tears and laughter. And I love that about
All right,
theater.
so what I want to know, each of you are going to have a different answer for this. What is the one reason why people listening right now should not miss this production of Rent? Let's start with you.
I think that, well, it's funny, when we started rehearsing, this show came out when I was a teenager, and you know, people are, and it was the first like new show that I got into, and I knew all the words. I still do.
I was
singing along.
No.
But the thing that's funny is that some of our younger castmates, they don't know anyone who's ever had AIDS or who has ever died, But that doesn't matter because it's so relevant in other parts of life, like living no day but today, and like the motto of the show. I personally, my father has cancer right now, and I am, you know, the whole family is coming together, and we're dealing with that. And kind of when we go into the support group part, and we're talking about how there's only now, there's only us, it's very relevant to anybody, I think.
I'm going to cry again.
Cries at the drop of a hat.
We do every day.
What about you? What's the one reason someone should definitely come check out this production?
Oh my gosh, well, our cast...
Besides your performance, which is amazing.
Now, this cast is really, really special. It's probably one of the best casts I've ever worked with, ever on any show I've ever done, which is, we're all just so close as a family, which is really important with this show, because it's about a group of friends who are living and dying and fighting to survive during these tumultuous times. So, I don't know, we have a very special connection, and I think that really comes across on stage.
It does.
Definitely.
It absolutely does. DJ, what about you?
I think that there's someone that you can relate to, like, no matter what you do. So there's so many different characters. So either you're really campy and over the top, or you're an artist, or you're a businessman, or
you're broke.
Or you're broke. Oh, God, our whole generation can relate to these.
Living in an apartment with no electricity.
Yeah, it's like, there's, like, I would give anybody out there $1 that would come to see the show and say they can't relate to at least one person.
Agreed.
You know, and have that moment of like hair raising, like realness. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
No, it makes sense.
It's just like, yeah.
The moment that got me was the moment that Angelo was crying with your cape. That's just the look on his face was just so. I mean, I've been there. I've lost family members, and to see his eyes, I've gone through that moment. I've felt that, and you made me feel that, and I say thank you for that.
So he related to you.
Yeah, I've related to you.
And that's the great part about the show. Like anybody that comes from any walk of life, the show's gonna hit you at some point. You know, who among us doesn't deal with death and disease and heartbreak and all of those things. You know, and this show is so close to me because so many of these characters are my friends in real life. And we all deal with those struggles. So it's when it happens on stage, it's like it's real because I know it. And it's a lot of fun, and we all get to put our hearts in it, and it's just so fulfilling at the end of the day. And that's why people need to come. I mean, it's gonna hit you in some way, and you're gonna connect with it.
No matter who you are, no matter what walk of life, it's gonna hit you. Now, I want to talk to you guys about your characters, because you all had a very different, very dynamic character. I mean, there was serious talent on that stage. How different are you from your character? So I know you played a few different characters.
Yeah, I was lucky. I got to play a bunch of
You were
them.
the ensemble. You were even the police.
I was the police.
I like that.
For 5'1", I'm pretty intimidating.
Yeah, you are. I saw
Put
that.
that puffy vest on me. And it's like, I'm afraid of her.
You sound badass.
I carry a club. Well, like I said, the whole thing with the support group is very relatable, and just a lot of the scenes you're just able to be very honest, and it's relevant to your life. But at the same time, I also get to do the fun character stuff. I get to mix it up a little bit. So that's nice.
Yeah. Oh gosh. I relate to Maureen in some ways, but definitely not in all ways. She's very, very overdramatic about everything and loves to be the center of attention all the time. But I also love her because she has such a strong heart and a really strong sense of justice, and she really, truly believes in everything she's preaching about and fighting for. So in that way, I have a very strong sense of justice as well.
I like
can
that.
relate to her. But yeah, she's a total loose cannon and a total wild card, and it's so much fun to get to play her every night because I never know what I'm gonna do. Which is the beauty of it, and being able to have peace.
Don't miss Maureen's scene when she first comes out.
Lots of room to play.
Insane. Now, what about you, DJ? How do you relate to Angel?
Oh, well, I like to think of myself as being an internal optimist.
Oh, cool.
So I like that Angel knows that he's terminally ill from the very get-go of the show, but doesn't let that ruin his life. The whole thing, the whole show is about him trying to find the silver lining in every single scene, and I think that's really just exciting and relatable, and even if it's not relatable, it makes you think, shit, I gotta look to the positive of everything.
Right.
So I like to think that I'm like Angel like that. However, on the other hand, I have never done drag before, so that is a whole forte.
You rocked it, man.
You're awesome.
It's a whole new experience for me. So on that hand, that's cool and that's new and that's interesting to find because I don't think that necessarily she's a drag queen. I just think that she likes to dress up and feel good.
Yeah.
So I mean, there are obviously moments where she's performing, but on the other hand, she feels pretty wearing a cape.
Red sequins.
And some red sequins. She feels like a darling from time to time.
Rocking the wind. Rocking the wind. Now, Hansi, what about you, your character?
Collins is this, very intelligent professor, and he's sort of sarcastic and fun-loving and tries to get everybody to have a good time amongst his friends. I'm nowhere near being anybody's professor. I went to a 2-year performing arts degree, and I have like a professional performing arts degree. So I'm nowhere near about to be teaching at NYU or anything like that. But Collins, I don't even think he was really looking for love, and then he found it. And I got the chance to play this role 3 years ago. A little over 3 years ago, and I didn't know what love was then. I knew what love was like for, your mom or your dad or your sister or your brother, but I didn't know what that personal love was to really love somebody unconditionally, and now I do. And so when all that stuff happens in the show, I now know how to really connect with it, and I know what that feels like. So it's real for me.
That's awesome.
And it's not always pretty, and it's not always lovely.
No.
There's ugliness to it, and
That's a relationship. That is
Right.
yes.
that is it's not always pretty. You have a question?
No, I'm.
She's in awe. She really is in awe. Actually, guys, I can let you know there were a couple of times I had to hold her back. She did want to jump on stage to be part of the ensemble.
I'm calling you, Megan.
And
Next time.
like,
She did want to get up there.
see what I can do.
And that's great, because we want you to feel like, you're a part of the show.
Well, and we really did.
Not like us.
I mean, between Maureen getting us clapping with the moo, and I mean, just you guys singing to the audience, it really did. I forgot that I was in the audience. I really felt like I was part of the show. To anybody listening right now that's, thinking about getting involved in drama, getting involved in acting, don't really have the encouragement, the opportunities that you guys had, what would you say to somebody listening right now that's thinking about getting involved in this lifestyle? Besides, don't. I know that.
No, you got to really love it if you want to do it for life. It is fulfilling, but it is difficult. Obviously, if you're, still like in school and stuff like that, there are lots of opportunities. But besides that, there are so many great community theaters in this area in New Hampshire. There's so many chances just to go out and sing a song, or sign up and do a scene somewhere. Or there's stuff all around if you look for it. And honestly, you don't have to be on the biggest stage in the world. If you're doing something you love, it's totally fulfilling. And I say that from playing in big houses and playing to 14 people. It doesn't matter. If you're doing what you love to do and it makes you feel good, then you got to do it.
You're not working.
Yeah,
you're having fun. I know the story.
Yeah. And don't give up too. If you're really passionate about it, have at it. You have nothing to lose. And don't forget to be a real person too, because don't be so involved that you lose sight of everything else, because that's important as well. To live a balanced life, and the more other experiences you have, the more you can bring to your craft as well.
Right. Yep.
Mine's kind of like yours. I was going to say, don't take no for an answer. Because especially in this business, there's going to be so many people that are saying, no, you can't do that. No, you'll never play that. No, you're not good enough. And if you just continually believe in yourself and you take everything you can from your peers and learn to be a human and talk with people on stage and just take as much as you can in, no one can stop you. So don't let people say no.
Internal optimist.
Yeah.
You really are a character.
I remember as a kid, and I saw Sister Act 2 back in the Habit, and it's that scene where Whoopi Goldberg is talking to Lauryn Hill, the character that she played, and she had given her a book. And she was like, in reference to the book, if you wake up every day and you want to be you want to write, then you should be a writer, and it's the same with anything. If there's not a day that wakes up that I'm not singing around the house, cleaning up or whatever, and when I get to be on stage, it's all the sacrifice is worth it, and all the hard work, the blood, the sweat, and the tears, it's worth it, and it's fulfilling. I've never wanted to do anything else. And if you wake up every day and that's what you want to do, just continue to strive for it, work hard. Yeah. It'll be worth it.
That's awesome.
And now, finally, the last question. I go around, I talk to a lot of people about standing up and getting a mentor. Who were your mentors? Who was your inspiration to do what you guys are doing today?
I mean, I always had amazing support from my family. Before I went to college, I actually went as a music major because I played trumpet and I wanted to do that, and they were so supportive. And when I got to school, I was like, I kind of like theater. I think I want to do this. And it was just I was older than a lot of people are, but I had the support of my parents, and they, still come to every single show I do.
That's awesome.
And they always bring flowers. It's the cutest thing ever. So my parents, definitely. Yeah,
That's
definitely.
wonderful.
Yeah, definitely. Same here. My family comes first and foremost. They're so supportive of everything, which I'm eternally grateful for, because I know so many people in this business whose families are not that way, and
And your parents flew out from Colorado, right?
They did. They did. They've never missed a show.
See, they came all the way from Colorado, so
you have
no excuse. What about you, DJ? Inspirations?
I would have to say Skip and Lynn Johnson. His name's Paul, but we all call him Skip. They were my drama teachers in high school. I thought I was tone deaf. I thought I didn't want to do this, and then I was in like beginner chorus, and Skip Johnson was like, I think you might be able to sing. And that's how it all began. And his wife, Lynn, was the drama teacher, and she pushed me to join this advanced performance class, and literally that was how it all started.
That's
Skip
awesome.
and Lynn Johnson, if you're listening to this,
Oh.
you guys are the reason why I'm doing it. So.
All right, hang on, Angela. It's still recording. There it is.
Yeah.
All right. And Angela, what about for you?
You know, family is definitely always your wonderful support too. But like DJ, you know, you got to give a shout out to those teachers. You know, and for me, it was like, you know, Sandy Nagar and Carl Eric Jansen. You know, I was working 2 jobs. You know, I took a year off after high school to work 2 jobs so that I could get to New York, and that's like not easy. And I had my up and down moments, but you know, I had the both of them constantly giving me support and telling me that I could do it and it was all going to be worth it. And you know, just sometimes talking to me about life in addition to doing my singing lessons and stuff like that. So, you know, those teachers, they matter a lot.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it is. Guys, listen, I just want to say thank you. You know, thank you for taking us on an emotional journey, making us cry, making us happy, making us sad. Is it possible, before we end, to get a quick chorus of Seasons of Love, our favorite song? Can we do it, guys? I know the whole cast isn't here. Okay, let's get it. It's made my night.